No, 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 we won't share the pound. The men who normally argue about economic policy today all agreed to back the advice from the Treasury's top mandarin.
I could not, as Chancellor, recommend that we could share the pound with an independent Scotland.
Scotland cannot keep the pound and the Bank of England if it chooses independence.
It is clear to me that a currency union wouldn't work for Scotland if it was independent. It wouldn't work for the rest of the UK.
They were echoing the advice of this man, the Treasury's top civil servant, Sir Nicholas Macpherson. His guidance would normally be secret, but his view of a shared currency was published today. There is no evidence, he wrote, that adequate proposals or policy changes could be devised, agreed and implemented. If the people of Scotland vote for independence, they could in theory use the euro. They could create their own new currency, or they could carry on using the pound. And there's nothing the people here at the Treasury could do to stop them. But what they are saying today is that Scots would then have no say about the rate of interest rates, and they would have no guarantees for their banks or their government debt. In Edinburgh today, to add the pro-union politics to the official Treasury view, was George Osborne.
It wouldn't work, it would cost jobs and cost money, it wouldn't provide economic security for Scotland or for the rest of the United Kingdom. I don't think any other Chancellor of the Exchequer would come to a different view.
Ed Balls says his party would not be prepared to repeat the mistakes made when the euro was formed.
It would be bad for Scotland. It would place an unacceptable burden on the UK taxpayer. It would repeat the mistakes of the euro area. In fact, worse, you'd be trying to negotiate a monetary union as Scotland is pulling away from the UK.
The official advice from the Treasury warns against a currency union with an independent Scotland because of banking risk, the unequal size of the two economies, differing policies on tax, spending and borrowing, and uncertainty about whether Scotland might one day want its own currency, all of which could spook the markets. Scotland's Deputy First Minister Nicola Sturgeon told me today that a way through could and would be found if only the London-based anti-independence parties would talk to her and Alex Salmond. The Treasury say no, Labour say no, the Liberal Democrats say no, the Conservatives say no. Are you really saying the SNP can force the rest of the UK to say yes to sharing a currency?
We're in a campaign. It's in the interests of George Osborne, Ed Balls, Danny Alexander to talk up what they describe as the uncertainty. We're making a case for an arrangement that is right for the rest of the UK as well, and it would be an odd Chancellor of the Exchequer of whatever party that went down a road that forced its own businesses to incur millions, hundreds of millions of pounds of costs and blew a hole in their balance of payments.
There is one thing everyone seems to agree on. The route to a Scottish voter's heart is through the pound. Nick Robinson, BBC News, Westminster.